McAllister, Daniel Riggs. Let's see, Melissa, how you doing? Jennifer T, Sheila, Tina, Barbara P, Melissa Mays. Good morning, Daniel Riggs, Linda McAllister, and Jeffrey Skillern. Good morning, Miss you, Gracie. Good morning. Loved by my few, hated by many. Oh, that's good. You're loved by everyone. That's it. Shane M. Taylor, good morning. How you doing? And Fred Montanez, number one. Let's see. It's Sunday. I'm doing my 10 a.m. live. It's really the Fertile Fireside Chat. I'm out in the studio today and talking everything about fertility, a fertile life, keto, paleo, and of course carnivore, and why eating fat is so critical. I was reading an article yesterday about fat toxicity in cows, which let's see, old name, and this is my IG. Nice. I gotta laugh at all this stuff, by the way. But again, I'm really, really inspired every single day. Hello, Tina Gilbert, West Tennessee. Let's see, Jennifer T from Vermont, Melissa Mays, good morning. Sheila MQ from Austin, Texas. Barbara Pius from Washington, Aaron Tesh, good morning, and Deborah Rafferty. It's a happy Sunday. I slept into, I think, 4:30 maybe, and I just took it easy. I didn't do my morning 5 a.m. lives on Sundays, and I relaxed. I was doing some work by the pool, cleaning it up. It's just a mess, and reading about health and wellness. And look up protein poisoning, look up plant poisoning, and then look up fat poisoning. There's no such thing as fat poisoning for humans anyway. Let's see, Miss Y. Gracie is stem day 12 and follicles still aren't, aren't growing. They will beat my second cancer cycle on Provera, 375, 75, Omni. Any suggestions, other protocols? You could try some Lupron, but Lupron and the antagonist may suppress your ovaries a little bit. I love low dose protocols. Don't forget PRP, intraovarian, PRP, intrauterine. Don't forget keto, carnivore. Eat the fat, suppresses inflammation in the ovaries and every place else. Really, really important in my opinion. Let's see. Maruane, Mr. Bombastic, good morning. Bevy, talking carnivore. AC Moore, good morning. Let's see. My pleasure, by the way. Maffer, good morning. T. Car Beck, good morning. Ramibi, we love you and hope you have an amazing, blessed day. Thank you so much. And I'm sharing the same words back at everyone, by the way. You have to enjoy every part of it because this is the path that God's given us, right? God gave us this amazing journey. That's the craziness to it, right? Fred Montanez just rendered beef suet, enjoyed eating suet bites, and poured rendered fat into a mason jar. I've got my bone broth this morning. It's the best. Fat suppresses inflammation. I'm going to share this article I read about cattle poisoning from fat. They added coconut fat, about 30%, to their diet, and many of them died. They got bloating, they got bad stuff. And what it turned out, the fat suppressed the microbes in the rumen, and so they couldn't ferment and they couldn't break down the carbs. And again, it killed them. When we eat the fat, we're not meant to eat carbohydrates or complex carbohydrates or ferment in our gut. That's the amazing story. We make fat from amino acids and sugars in the liver via insulin. Otherwise, you don't use amino acids or sugars for energy directly. Jonathan Fay, I'm sending healing energy for you, my friend. You're going to heal it up. I know it. Let's see. Good morning, Middle Tennessee. Jeffrey Skillern, good morning. Let's see. Just found out my preemie grandson is 1% head size. Any knowledge about this? You got to feed your intrauterine babies, your post-uterine babies, your young and old, all levels, fatty meat, bone broth, bone marrow, butter. You got to eat that. They will grow and they will come to the next level. But it's because the moms are eating a plant-based smoothies, shakes, and a high-protein diet and a low-fat diet. It's deadly for babies. It's deadly for moms and men and masters. So that's really the game changer here. So you might change change that stimulation a little bit. But you got to always think about adding on donor eggs, donor embryos, or adoption. St. Lucia, good morning. Jurenel, how you doing today? Miss Gracie, good morning. J.L. Schulte, good morning. Ama Levleron, is that it? And again, your questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, and just make a comment wherever you're on this world. Hello from. That's what we all have to do. Hello from all over the globe, by the way. And don't forget to follow, and I will follow you. The idea is we're all co-following, we're all co-leading together. That's critical for all of us. Menopause combined with autoimmune disease recovery. Jennifer, carnivore. I call it the baby's way. Bacon, eggs, butter, beef, Kiltz's ice cream, but eliminate it for now. Let's see, many people can't tolerate milk products or butter, milk product, right? East Los Angeles, D. Bowie, 323. Nice. Kiltz is from Silver Lake. I used to hang out in the barrio in East LA all the time. Let's see. Darlene Matthews. Hello from Alabama. Good morning. Good morning. It's another glorious God-given day in paradise. I'm sitting in my studio, but I got the garage door open. I got all the birds and the bugs all hovering around and just saying hi. Anything about refusing the vitamin K shot at the hospital in New York? I don't know. I don't know that one, but if you see, ADEK, all those vitamins come from eating fat. You must eat the fat to be fit. And when you eat fat, it suppresses the microbes in your mouth, your esophagus, your gut. You stop fermenting, and the probiotics are deadly for all of us, by the way, which sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Lower AMH be a factor of not a candidate for IVF. Sanez, well, we take everyone, no matter what your AMH or your size, shape, gender description, doesn't matter at CNY Fertility. We'll take everyone and anyone, but you got to raise. So listen, forget all the numbers. This is the magical story about all this. Forget the numbers. You got to focus on faith first and have belief that I'm a mom and I'm a dad and I'm a parent. Wherever it is, I'm making a baby, right? And again, God may bring you a donor embryo or a gestational carrier, but you got to ask around, put it on the internet. Hey, I need some donor eggs, some donor sperm, donor embryos. Anyone would donate that to me. Maybe even start asking about, would you donate medications for me? Maybe, right? Let's see. I held it fit, hit my right shoulder, no broken bones, hurts when I lift arm. If I hurt muscle, will it heal by itself? Our body heals, but it doesn't do it by itself. It does it by the vibrational, amazing energy of the universe. Eat fatty meat. I recommend one meal a day personally, but you don't have to do one meal a day on carnivore, by the way. I think it helps, but it's not like the most important thing. I say one meal is the magical way, and food freedom. Eliminate alcohol, heroin, cocaine, marijuana. Get rid of marijuana. Microdosing psilocybin. Deadly, deadly, deadly. Let's see. Matthews, Mimi, good morning. What do you think about fermented food? Andrew, I don't like fermented food. I think fermentation is deadly for us. Now, we did it in order to be able to eat the plants, so it simplified the carbs and it detoxified many of the chemicals that the plants make that want to kill you, by the way. But ultimately, the alcohol is not good for us. Now, the real challenge is we're fermenting in our gut. That's really it. Below Mary Johnson, hello to you. And again, a wave and a shout out to everyone here, by the way. I'm working to get a hello to everyone. Sean Finnegan, how you doing? Been doing animal-based for 13 months. BP issues, any suggestions? Fatty meat, fasting, and faith. Fatty meat, fasting, and faith. And don't forget, add the salt. That'll help a lot also. But again, stop measuring. I don't measure. I feel great. I know it. Kayla, Marie Westmore, Abby Morrison, hello. Good morning. Kayla, Janice Galgan, good morning. Important salt. I've noticed the importance of salt. Salt is critical. See, they said don't eat salt, but you can eat all the plants you want. By the way, a plant-based, protein-based diet is deadly of any significance or frequency. You want to focus on the fatty meat, the salt, the butter. Salt's the spice, and butter is the sauce. It'll come down. Wise Michael. Michael, is that it? What's up, Doc? Cheerios, nice. Cheerios, uh, all cereals are deadly for humans, by the way. It's a domesticated, controlling diet. So what you do is you eat the plants, whatever it is, nuts, cereals, fruit, fiber, vegetables, all of those things. And they contain the controlling heroin, cocaine, marijuana, cyanide, nicotine that controls you, and then they ferment in the gut. They make alcohol and they make us dumb. And they make us line up for a vegan diet. Vegan, vegetarian, and even Mediterranean diets are the cause of almost all disease in the world. I know. You can lower your AMH by staying on a plant-based diet. You can increase your AMH, increase your fertility by simply going on Kiltz's Baby's Way. Bacon, eggs, butter, beef, Kiltz's ice cream from time to time, and salt. And nuts are deadly. Sorry, that's a good one. Aggie Strong, 26. Nuts are deadly. Spam or Vienna sausages. Well, you want to have the fatty meat with salt and butter. You want to stay away from all the spices and all the other yickety yak they put in it for sure. Let's see. Tabazimbi, South Africa. Jack Bota, good morning to you. Aloha from to Hawaii. Let's see. Tala Yemen Gomez. Gomez? Is that it? Ice cream. Kiltz's ice cream. It's full cream. You want to get raw. You want to get fresh. You want to get the very best. Eggs, the same, organic, pasture raised, free range, whatever the non-marketing term is. You know what I really mean, right? And that's the very best way. But and then you add a little bit of sugar, white sugar, cane sugar, a little bit. Remember, amino acids and simple sugars all go to the liver and they convert to fat. That's it. You do not burn sugars or amino acids directly in the mitochondria. They must be converted to fat. Barbara P., 2 weeks carnivore. I have IBS and have had no urge to use the bathroom. Increased fat, magnesium, and taking Miralax. Nothing. It will come. It will come. It will come. You just listen. I sometimes, when I did my fast, I didn't have a bowel movement for a week. And then I didn't have another one for another week. Because, listen, you and I have been duped and lied to by the masters who control the message. The masters control the message that tell you, oh, meat is deadly. And you have to eat fiber in order to poop, which ferments in your gut and makes dangerous chemicals that control you. Then you line up for more heroin, cocaine, marijuana, alcohol, psilocybin, ayahuasca, microdosing. Dumb. Celtic salt, love Celtic salt, Michael Cronin. Barbara P., it will come. It will come. It's not impacted. Fatty meat, salt, and add magnesium. I drink Gerolsteiner is my drink, and I add extra salt to my bone broth. It is the very most amazing best. Think about making food to look like meat. Andrew, it's deadly, fucking deadly. We're dumb. We're minions of peasants, prisoners, soldiers, and slaves. We believe the masters and we do it. Look at my books on Amazon or DoctorKiltz.com. I have tons out there, and many of my recommendations are there. Really want to help you find the way. Sean Finnegan, how you doing, my friend? It's a really, really great day in the universe. All right, should we bring Sean in for a minute? All right, Sunday Live. Come on, Sean. We'll bring in for a minute. Oh my God. We'll bring Sean Finnegan in for just a minute, say hello, and then we move on from there. If he wants to come in, that's all awesome. And again, carnivore cleared IBD flare up, no medications. IBD flared up when I was eating salad every day. Salad is deadly for humans. Sean Finnegan, are you there, my friend?
Yes.
How are you?
How are you doing, Doc?
Oh, I'm great.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me?
You're cutting out. I can't hear you.
I got good connection. I hear you clearly. Maybe it's going in and out.
You're cutting out. Sorry, Doc.
No. Maybe come back or something. Let's see.
Okay.
What questions or thoughts or comments you have for the day for those that are listening and watching?
Say that again.
What questions or comments do you have for those in the keto carnivore world that are listening?
Well, I would say to follow your advice 100% because that's what I've been doing and I feel amazing. I'm 56 years old. I've always had bowel issues my entire life, pretty much. I could clear out a room with my farts. It was nasty. And now I have zero farts. My kids are freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, Daddy. And so that's, to me, I mean, that sounds strange, but it's true. It's a game changer for me. Plus, I'm in Costa Rica, and I can find really good meat here, and I just been following your advice, and following your mentors' advice as well, Dr. Chafee, Ken Berry, and I just tell people just to immerse yourself in this, because I was a nutritionist, a nutrition consultant for years. I was a personal trainer, physical therapist, and I was teaching people how to eat right. I thought, but I was steering them towards whole foods, so that was good. And the balance in carbs, the macros, etc. But now I know it's what to really focus on. And I've changed my friends and family have really been affected by this because they see how well I'm doing. And they're like, what are you doing? You look younger, your face looks clearer. I don't have skin rashes anymore. I don't have gas. I have tons of energy. They're like, what the fuck,
Right.
And I'm like, yeah.
So I've been reading about amino acid metabolism. Do you know what happens to the majority of amino acids from proteins in our body?
No.
They become sugar.
Right.
Almost all of them. Remember, everyone thinks a high protein diet is good for you, but it's not. It's deadly. Look up protein poisoning and plant poisoning. And there's no such thing as fat poisoning for humans. There are for cows, but not for humans. And so You're right. This is amazing. I did it at 55 and I've never felt better. And right now I'm on, let's see, today is the 6th of August. I'm on day 6 of absolutely no plans, nothing. I occasionally will have a French fry or a cookie cake or ice cream, but very rarely. And I've been off of it. Like I don't even touch it. And even off my ice cream for right now, it's been amazing. And so if you're really sick and feeling it, or you have a low AMH, or you have endometriosis, or polycystic ovarian syndrome, if you go carnivore and you stick to the fatty meat, salt, water, and I always throw faith in there. You got to have faith. It's critical in life. You got to believe in God. Right? Got to do it. So inspiring people every single day. How do people find you, Sean?
What's that?
How do people find your information that you're sharing out there?
Well, I invented a piece of fitness equipment that I help people establish home gyms in their house where they have small spaces, or it's really a minimalist approach. And it's called, well, you go to my website, The Anchor Gym. So THE Anchor Gym. And I patented this little piece of equipment that it's really a game changer for a lot of people, because a lot of people want home gyms, but they don't have the space, they can't afford it, etc. And so as a physical therapist, I invented this, and I'm a personal trainer, and I was a fitness model and all this other stuff. So I just thought, wow, this is a great way to, I know exercise is, important on a, light exercise. That's what I do.
Light.
Kind of similar to you.
Light. That's what I do.
I'm done lifting heavy.
Yeah. Yep. I do light stuff. I think light is better. And actually doing something, moving. I know Ken Berry, he works in his farm. And it's working and being creative and doing something. So the get up exercise, get up, go out and do something. But the Anchor Gym, and we don't need very much, do we? Very little.
Not at all.
Very little.
And here it is on the wall kind of thing. It's like this hook system right here.
Yep.
And you take these bands, right?
Yep.
Band, and you just kind of put them on here like that.
Yep.
And now you're working out.
Awesome.
No dumbbells, none of that crap.
All right. The anchorgym.com. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
That's right.
Cool. Well, we'll make sure to share that. Maybe you and I got to do another solo live for everyone for Q&A. How about that?
I would love the opportunity. I mean, I think I'd love to help you spread the message to everyone. I've been doing it myself. My family thanks me for it. I mean, I've had my uncle lose 30 pounds, feels great. He's 63 and he feels like a new man. I'm like, just listen to what I have to say. It's really funneling through you to me, to me,
Everyone.
you know, it's exponential.
And the bands are really good to do. And if you have them in a spot, like I have I have my dumbbells, smart bells right at my desk at my office and at home. And all I do is do this. And I have a pull-up bar. I love my pull-up bar. And I just do 5 of them, maybe every few hours. But you gotta have fun with all of this, right?
Yeah. And consistency. I tell people, just be consistent. Maybe you work out hard one day and then not the next. It's just a matter of, just do a little bit, like you say, every day. And it really adds up. I mean, I take walks every day and it's just really, it's amazing. I found you in October, by the way, right before I moved to Costa Rica.
Oh, well,
I just stumbled upon you on Instagram, dude. And I was just like, man, this guy has a message. I'm resonating with the belief. And I, follow Dr. Lipton, power of belief.
I love Bruce. I literally like Bruce Lipton, however many years ago, he was one of my sort of gurus that the biology of belief and The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. So many ideas, but I go back to faith in God first. Right. And no matter your size, shape, age, weight, gender, or whatever your medical conditions are, it doesn't matter. You got to believe that God is working in your favor. And there's a really good book called The 3 Magic Words by U.S. Anderson. And the 3 magic words are so simple. And to me, this is what Jesus Christ was sharing, is that I am God and you are God and we are the gods, because we create the story of whatever we want. That's it.
Speaking of that, I have a book recommendation while we're at it.
Please.
It's called The Untethered Soul, Mike Singer.
Yep.
I recommend it. I mean, I read it pretty much every year. Every year I just kind of read it, and it just, I think it's a really valuable book to recommend your group.
I agree with you. It's really great. And it's always good. I keep these books everywhere. And I have made my 5 books. I read the Christ-based teachings, which is out of print. I'm working on ways to get more copies out there. Very simple story. Untethered Soul is great. I love reading all these books that give us simplicity in the Word.
This is the second book. It's called Living Untethered. It's the follow-up.
Okay.
It's pretty much the same information, but Untethered Soul is his first. And then I read this too. And I read stuff that you're reading too. So I like your book recommendations. I love that faith is first and then everything else follows. That's a good one.
Cool. Beef and bison with butter. What do you think? Good one?
What is that?
If the meat is not fatty, adding butter really helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I tell people. If you're having chicken, eat the skin.
Yes.
Put butter on it. Add the fat. I mean, that's fair play for sure.
And the organ meats are really great. And if you're cooking the chicken, you cook it in a pan in an oven, so that even the black pearl, which is a ceramic device that's all ceramic, covers it, keeps all the fats and doesn't let them vaporize away. You want the fat. And the worst thing we ever did in this world is stop eating fat. And fat is like the key to life. All right. What's your best?
Hold on. Check out my fridge.
Yeah. That's it.
Butter, eggs, beef.
Butter, eggs, beef. Go to the beef. Go to the beef. Go down to the beef. It's dry aging. That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's
this one's ready. This is today.
Yep.
Tomorrow, this will be here. I keep a cycle going. And then I have in my freezer beef patties, 100%.
Nice.
Some more meat on deck. A little bit of cheese. I like the blue cheese that you recommend. That's really good.
A little bit of blue cheese and butter, I think is okay. Some people can't tolerate it. They have to be careful with it. So,
Yeah.
let's see. Let me
Right.
get this quick question. Your delight is asking about prednisone, and prednisone, we use a lot of it in our fertility world. But if you go with adding more fat, you maybe don't need the prednisone. And this one article on the fact that these cows ate coconut fat and it suppressed the microbes in the rumen, and basically they couldn't ferment the food. And so
Yeah.
actually when we eat the fat, we want the microbes to be suppressed because the microbiome is deadly for us. The microbes in our gut, I think, are deadly.
I need to. I'm thinking about something right now that really is profound for me. I had throat cancer years ago in 2011,
Yep.
and they shot my thyroid up big time, and I had to take thyroid medication because of that. And guess what? I don't have to take anymore. Thyroid medication.
Right on.
I mean, I'm telling you, I can't believe it. It's like amazing. My numbers are really good in my thyroid, and I just got off thyroid medication, and my doctor's freaking out. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Shit works, man."
It
That's
does.
crazy, right?
Look at, eat the fat, suppress everything. You'll be healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Eat the fatty meat, the organ meats, even the glandulars are good. If you're allergic to eggs, eggs and dairy, just eat fatty meat. It's all you need.
Yeah.
And eat the
That's pretty
liver.
much what I do.
I think the liver is really good for people personally. I think it's great.
I'm going to go get some today. Some liver today.
Cool. I'm trying to get a shout out to as many people as I can here that are linking up from all over the globe. And we appreciate you being here, Sean. Thank you. And we'll line something up and do something soon, okay?
Yes. Well, you can, if you go to the anchorgym.com, go to the bottom. It has my phone number and it has my email address.
Awesome.
So the anchorgym.com, I'll put in the comments so you have it. But yeah, and I'll set you up if you want me to send you a piece of my equipment.
I'd love that.
By the way, my address is Sarasota.
Ah, okay.
My mom is in Sarasota for years and years, since 1984. I have a deep roots in Sarasota. She's off a Tamiami Trail. And so I go back there from Costa Rica. My kids are here. My ex and I are still, raising kids. But I go back there periodically. So I'll connect with you. If you're there, let's go have some ribeyes.
I would love that. Why don't you do that? Because I'm down there. I got my new office down there. Really great spot down there. I'm in upstate New York right now. I'm just sitting out of my pottery studio, which looks out in nature. I live in Skinny Atlas, New York also.
Nice. Well, when you're in Florida, I mean, I'll let you know when I'm in Sarasota so that we can connect somehow. Usually I stay about a month or two.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. Well, God bless you, my friend. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll do some more.
Thanks for what you do. I mean, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It's changed my life. I'm pretty much on your path you did at 55. I was 55 when I started, so I'm like you, and I hope to be like you, just as healthy as you when I'm your age.
Well,
you look great.
I want to get some of those bands and get some of that to put in my office and at home, because those are the little things. All you need to do. We don't have to have bulky muscles. No, unnecessary. No, you just, and it doesn't. At any age, our parents and our grandparents must be eating fatty meat. Stop eating vegetables. Stop eating fruits. Stop eating seeds and nuts for them to be the healthiest that you'd ever imagine.
Game changer.
All right, man. I love
Minimize to maximize. I like those. You should make shirts. All your little sayings. I love them.
Well, I'm working on it. You can only do so much in a day sometimes. I'm a full-time physician. I'm a surgeon.
I know how you do it.
And I love doing that. I mean, I'm a workaholic, and I love working. The most important thing we do in life is go to work. So whatever you do, whether you're working on the line or you're a trucker or a driver or you're a janitor, it doesn't matter. Do it and love it. And in the universe, you got to do it. That's it.
By the way, I'm Italian too. I'm Irish Italian. My mom's Sicilian, full-blooded.
Well, it's interesting because my father's father was Mackenzie Woods. Likely, we think he's from Ireland or England, but he never knew his father. So my father was adopted, and that's how I had the name Kiltz.
Gotcha.
It's all good.
Yeah, so I know I can resonate with your Italian side for sure. That's my last name's Finnegan, which is Irish, obviously. Finnegan.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't have a gallbladder. How do I manage eating fat? Simple, right? Your pancreas makes pancreatic lipases, and the liver still makes bile. So your body's able to really take care of fat easily without a problem. But you just got to go slow sometimes, and you never know. But we all can do it. Suggest dietary fat fuels certain cancers like breast cancer. Breast cancer, my friends, is caused by plant protein-based diet, low fat. Fat suppresses inflammation, and I'll bet $1 billion on that one. That's crazy. Let's see. Mike Rudd had a question. Do electrolytes take you off fasting? No. Right? I love Gerald Steiner. I don't know. There's someone asked about, I think, Pellegrino. Any of them are there that are really good. Surfy, orcas like shark liver. You know, that's another interesting one. Have you seen that, John? That sharks will hunt, orcas will hunt sharks, and they'll grab onto the abdomen, they'll eat the liver and leave. Nothing else.
Right.
That's it. That's it. That's why I think liver is so important for humans to be consuming. I think it's really important. So something everyone should think about for sure. Let's see. Yeah. Dave Lulin, good morning. How you doing? How many calories a day do you think is adequate? Do you measure calories, Sean?
I do not. I go the shaky route, which I just eat until my body says that's enough.
Yeah. And you want to love the body, no matter size, shape, age, weight, gender, whatever it is. You got to love yourself.
Yeah.
Obesity causes no disease.
Right.
That's radical, right? This is radical. But that's not what we're taught. Right on. Let's see. Freeze raw liver and freeze it in ice cubes and eat one a day. That's a really great way. That's Monica. Anything I should know about Pellegrino? It's great. Completed my first fast for 56 hours. Patty Lipstrew. It's awesome. Do you do fasting at all, Sean?
I do. Once a week. I do the OMAD basically, and then so I do like a 2-day fast. You know, like once a month roughly. I don't do the 3-day fast because it's hard. I have kids and stuff. But yeah, I do fasting pretty much every day. I mean,
yeah,
I haven't eaten yet. So.
And I haven't eaten yet, and I typically eat at night. I once in a while have a little bit of snack of steak. It's cold ribeye, little pieces, and I put butter on it, and and a little bit of salt. That's the snack. And have you ever seen meat in the toilet?
No, never.
Never. So everyone says the masters of marketing say that meat is bad and it doesn't digest well, and yet we see plants in the toilet, but we don't see meat.
Yeah.
Right?
I just saw an article about a woman just passed away. She was a raw vegan influencer.
Yep.
See that?
Yep. And it's sad because but it's interesting. If you read Georgia Ede, the plants and the proteins create a dysfunctional brain. So our brain can't think straight. So think of an alcoholic or a heroin addict, cocaine addict, or a vegan. It's really difficult to stop doing the things that are addictive. And plants and protein. Plants mostly are highly addictive because sugar makes you feel good. So let's just say in a moment that you couldn't find the wild beast to kill and eat, you found plants that were edible and you ate them and you got fat, so you can live for another week to find the mighty meat that is the master meal of the universe.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I have to say, when I first started this, it took me a while to detach my reptilian brain or whatever, that I wanted the reward of sugar, ice cream, just whatever. I was really addicted to sugar. I didn't realize how addicted I was until I started doing this. But now my body is sort of this, like, I don't crave it anymore. It's like, that's one of the complaints of some of my family members are having. I still crave sugar. I said, it'll go away. You just got to keep doing it, and your body will adjust.
Remember, protein and plants both metabolize the same. So a high protein-based diet, low fat, and eating like a grazing animal is the cause of disease. So if you're a Mediterranean eater, if you're a omnivore, but you focus on at least 50% by volume or weight in fat, and the remainder is going to be protein and plants, then and you eat only once a day or less, you may be okay. But the plants are highly antigenic and their chemicals are highly controlling of humans. We become domesticated animals when we eat plants. Now, if you're trying to lose weight and you're eating a high protein diet, that might be okay for a short amount of time. Maria Emmerich talks a lot about protein sparing, but she's working on the people that are really working to lose weight. And so if you're in the wanting to lose weight world, well, then a lean meat diet, but stay away from plants and you'll get there. Yeah, for sure. Sure.
That's what I do. I don't do any plants.
Yeah, it's very deadly. See, simple sugars. See, this is why I believe that a little bit of white sugar is not the cause of disease. It's the complex plants which contain the fiber and the chemicals and the antigens which are essentially getting us. That's it.
Defense chemicals and anti-nutrients.
How do you cook your liver? And someone was asking about cooking liver to improve its taste. Any ideas? Any thoughts?
Salt and I make my own ghee, and it's really easy to make. I looked up on YouTube all the different ways to make it, because there's no ghee in Costa Rica. I'm a small town. It's about 3,000 people. So there's, you would be appalled at the grocery selection. Seed oils for miles and packaged junk, and I just go to the carniceria, which is the butcher, and I get my meat there, and that's pretty much it. And eggs. But yeah, I use ghee all the time because it has a higher flash point, and I can marinate things, and so that's what I do. That's what I do to, make it more flavorful. And, for sure.
Aaron Tesh mixes liver with hamburger. Michael Cronin wraps bacon around the chicken liner. Let's see, saute chicken livers in ghee and butter. So basically the same. And then Alberto Hunk was commenting that there are so many centurions that are Mediterraneans. And we're not claiming that carnivore is going to make you live a long time. No one knows when you're going to die. But my bet is the thing that they find in many of those centurion communities is people have connection. They're not sitting watching TV eating processed food all the time. So they likely eat less frequently. They eat more fat, but they enjoy life. Enjoy life. That's it.
Let me add to that. The one thing that I heard about centenarians, that they did a survey. A lot of these nuns that are living a long time, they're centenarians. A lot of those they could actually study them. The one thing they had in common was the ability to handle loss.
Yes.
Because people go out of their lives and they outlive everyone. So the ability to just let that flow through them and out of them and not hang on to it. As a physical therapist, I've seen this many times. People, their spouse, has a stroke and dies, and they're in good health, but they die shortly after that.
Yeah, it is amazing
because they can't mentally handle it.
See, faith is first. Exactly. You got to enjoy. Look at, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna be fertilizer for some other organism. That is a given. And so you have to, I don't get sad. I'm like, wow, I knew that person and they're still with me. And my good friend Jim Heiner just passed. I've got pictures of people that have passed in my life because they remind me that they're still here. And that's so critical and important.
It reminds me of I study Stoicism, and they have a saying, memento mori, which is remember that you die every day. If you remember that you're going to die, that gives you motivation to live that day as if it's, the last day. And it really gives you a lot of energy and strength.
You got to enjoy every day as if it's your last, and you're going to live forever at the same time. That is the amazing story. Let's see, correction.
And also, by the way, another thing is that, you want to live a life you're healthy in your body. Some of these people live a long time, but they're symptomatic. There's stuff going on. They could have lived that long without those symptoms.
Well, it is very interesting. My sister had diabetes since age 4. Now, the diabetic diet was one of her downfalls, unfortunately, because that's what the doctor shared with her. But she was never unhappy. She enjoyed every day and every day. And when my friend Dave told me he had lymphoma and he died in 3 months, he always said, "God's got this. It's all good. That's it.
Yeah,
It's all good. It's all good." Let's see. Brenda Weldon, good morning. Mark Kirsch gave up spinal steroid injections for inflammatory pain and decided to put up with the pain. 2 weeks into carnivore, inspired by what we're all sharing, pain was gone. And I had the same problem. Years ago, Mark Kirsch, I suffer from back pain and all sorts of pain. I get a little bit of shoulder stuff from time to time, but I'm learning I've got to do more of the exercises that you share, right, Sean?
Yeah.
All right.
I can add to that too. I have my own experience with that. I played football, college football. I had a hip replacement already. My joints are screwed up, and going down carnivore road, I noticed my knuckles. I jam my knuckles a lot in football, and my pain has gone away. My low back pain has gotten better. Not fully, but it's way better. And my overall joint pains are like really minimized or eliminated, that's a game changer for me as well.
The cause of all disease to all of us as human beings. And I was watching, I listened to Sean Baker, Ken Berry, Anthony Chafee, Bella Ma, to Rena Alawalia, so many people out there. And it really is, we evolved as we didn't eat the plants, we ate the plant eaters. And then from there, we probably overkilled them all. And then as populations growing and we're figuring out how we can eat plants, that was the cause of all disease. Let's see.
Yeah.
Roland a Star 1 told that if I have light bleeding in short periods, that is a sign I don't have enough blood production. Therefore, do I need more blood in order to get pregnant? You need to go carnivore. Fativore is really it. Faith, fatty meat, salt, water. Eat that, do that, eat less frequently, 1 meal a day. I typically do a 2-day fast once a week, a 3-day fast once a month, and a 5 to 7 day fast twice a year, January, July. So, but you know what it is? Don't you feel like the fasting gives you food freedom?
Yes, it's I'm a minimalist as well, so I study minimalism and things like that. So it really kind of ties into that whole philosophy of minimalism. And you feed your body what it needs, and that's it. There's no excess. There's no. You're not chasing a dopamine response like I used to be, drinking alcohol, doing marijuana, and all that stuff. I'm done with that shit.
And microdosing and psilocybin. You go carnivore, but carnivore is fatty meat, eating less frequently. And having a positive, lions lead and sheep be our feed. It's so simple, right? It just feed the sheep.
You're right.
And stop watching all the news and getting caught up in the world shit. You got to create your own shit.
I never do that.
Right?
It's just disconnect from all that just noise chatter. It's not going to affect you at all. It's just something to pull you into your attention away from really you and inside who you are.
Absolutely.
Distraction.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see here. Let me see if I get some of these other questions here. Second day of fast, water and salt only. Michael, hey, Mike, how you doing? Patty, when you fast, is it a water and Redmond's salt? I do. So the trick to fasting for some people is I have my Malden and Redmond's mixed together, and I do this. That's it. And really, the salt will help you get through. And I do the Gerald Steiner. That's what I really love. But some people do a bone broth. That's good too. It's okay.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, I make my own bone broth. Yeah.
Yep.
It's really easy to make.
Let's see, a couple questions here on. Good morning, guys from Palo Alto. Hey, Doc, I'm back from Bali. Would love to have dinner together sometime. God of Mana, I'd love to do that with you. Absolutely. We'll put that together. Eat sardines for calcium. Bevy girl. Sardines, anchovies, You got the fish, but the problem with a lot of fish, personally, I think it's a contaminated world out there in the oceans of the world. So you got to be careful. Would you agree, Sean? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Wait, I was reading a comment. What did you say? Say that again, Doc?
That I don't eat a lot of fish. I focus on fatty beef and organ meats and bone broth, because the fish of the world is contaminated with all the toxins in the water.
100%. Yeah, I agree with you totally too. I can't really get really good fish here, but I'm not really a big fish eater. If I were to have it, I just did a big tour with my mother in Greece for like 15 days. They serve fish all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. Give me the lamb.
Yeah, the lamb, goat, beef, bison, elk. I mean, wherever it has, right? What do you feed your kids? What do you feed your kids, Sean?
What do I feed my kids? Well, they're living with their mom mostly, but my son is total carnivore. He loves eggs, bacon. He just feels really good. My daughter, I'm trying with her. She's 14. Yeah. She's like me when I was growing up. She was a sugar addict. Man.
Yeah.
She's, big time.
Well, because
when she's with Daddy, I try to make her, carnivore style meals.
Let's see. Judy G, hello from Idaho. Let's see. Eggs, bacon, butter after a 36-hour fast. Feast 2 big meals. Then I go it again, feeling great. Mike Rudd, do you think carnivore can influence NET cancers in the liver in a positive way? There appears some evidence it helps. Mike Rudd, eat the fat. It reduces inflammation everywhere. If you fast, it does it also. But look at oh my God, Paleo Medicina in Hungary. Oh my God, Sophia Clemens. She's really good. But it's, you see, everyone needs to realize that carnivore is fat. That is it. That is it. All right, let's see here. I've been missing a lot of people here, and I apologize. Let's see. We got Fred Montanez, Primal, Mike, Wolverine, from Maryland, Nelson. Where are you? You're from? Where are you from? Are you from Florida, John?
I grew up in Illinois, but my mom lived in Sarasota since 1984 because her mom and dad moved down there. So I know Sarasota. She's on the live right now. Her name's Janet Augustine.
Hey, Janet Augustine. Nice.
And she's my inspiration for everything. I mean, she's the blueprint of my life. I mean, she's helped me with my fitness, my nutrition. I've helped her with carnivore, actually transition into carnivore. She's doing keto carnivore, but she's really clean. She's 80 years old. She did this Greek hike tour with me. We were the leaders of the pack. She had tons of energy, and she is like a machine. She's amazing. She didn't even use sticks to climb these high mountains. Like a lot of people were using sticks. No sticks.
Carnivore reduces high blood pressure. It reduces arthritis, psoriasis, kidney stones, migraines, ADHD, OCD, suicidality, criminality. All these things go away.
I agree.
It's too much. You must focus on fat. And I bet if you look at the people around the world that live longer, they also eat fatty meat more so than anyone.
Yeah.
That's another big one, I think. Let's see. Grass-fed versus grain-fed. You have a comment?
I mean, if you have the choice, you would do grass, obviously. But I don't think there's a lot of data out there to prove, one is better than the other.
Probably not. I think you're right. But eventually, if we have more regenerative agriculture, go to your local farmer, talk to them about what you're looking for, and ask them what they're doing. That's really important. And listen, this is the hour of fertile life and helping people have babies. Ultimately, let's see. It's interesting. Kevin Stock, who's a dentist, says dental caries. The problem with the mouth, it's the canary in the coal mine. And I say fertility. Infertility is the canary in the coal mine, because if you're otherwise healthy and you're not reproducing or you're miscarrying, it's secondary. It's your diet. It's it.
Right.
Brittany, how to reduce cholesterol? I don't believe it's carnivore, but doctor says it is. Well, first of all, don't measure cholesterol. stop it.
No, you don't need to.
You don't need to. And cholesterol, low cholesterol causes so many diseases in humanity, not high cholesterol. So when we realize that, we go like, oh my God, that's it. Let's see. Laura Holt from New York, Otiska. Amisa Valmont. Let's see. I've noticed the importance of salt. Very important.
Yeah.
This is TF Celox. I usually just put salt on my steak and eggs, but now as an athlete started consuming more with water. Turns out it fixed my sleep, fatigue, and diarrhea. And again, get rid of the Gator. Sorry for that, like all those power drinks, but get rid of them. Salt water, but even less water. You drink when you're thirsty, and that is it.
Right.
And that's it. That's it. If you look at Laszlo Boro's stuff on deuterium depletion and metabolic water, it's really, really quite amazing concepts and ideas, how important that is. But let's see. Johnny Johnson, Amanda Oliver got from the UK. Question, can you please talk about histamine intolerance? So in some way, we all have histamine intolerance, but whether or not we are releasing our internal histamine or we're consuming a high histamine diet, that's really the key.
Right.
The mast cells release histamines to dilate the vessels, to call in the army of immune cells to kind of help calm down, get rid of all the invaders. And so too much dry aged meat can do that. Plant-based diet and protein and plant-based diet is the thing that stimulates our histamines at eating 3 to 6 meals a day. So do you have any other thoughts on that I didn't mention?
Well, I mean, I've just experienced that when I do eat plants. Obviously, there's a histamine response because I get gas, bloating, and all this other symptoms from it. So obviously, there's a trigger there. And look at all the allergies that are out there with plants. My daughter has adverse reactions to peanuts, and so I mean, there's a lot of plant-based reactions that humans have for sure. Got to be careful.
So you had a hip replacement. I had a hernia repair. Some of our damage to our body still needs modern medicine. And listen, we're not here to put modern medicine down at all. It's there to treat many of the diseases that we've suffered from, likely from an excessive plant protein, lean meat diet. That's my opinion. So let's see. Mike. Mike Salem was asking about hernia repair. I had a triple umbilical and bilateral inguinal, and I've never felt better since doing that. So sometimes
I had a double hernia repair as well. I tried to pick up a patient from falling from the floor, blew out a hernia. I didn't, I was like, oh shit. But I picked her up, and she didn't fall. But man, I got a hernia from it, so I was like, oh shit.
All organisms die. All organisms have risk of damage and breakage. Even rocks deteriorate over time. All matter becomes something else. And so we're just on our way to do that, right? Jen Parr, how successful is IVF after having your tubes tied? Well, it depends on your age, but the younger you are and the higher your AMH is going to give a better success. But anyone ever wants to text Kiltzy at 315-416-9872. I always work to get you in my schedule and we'll get you on board and help you with that. So let's see here. Again, so many people stopping in. Sean Finnegan has been with us, and where he's been adding to the content and conversation. And from Costa Rica, I was out down in Costa Rica with some of Charles Maddox and the Reverse TV series group. So you got to go to, I think Ken Berry's got it linked, but I don't know exactly how to find it, but just Google Reverse TV series Carnivore. And we're talking about maybe bringing on some other ideas and making it better. Let's see here. Let's get down here and add some others. And again, if you're joining us today, please follow, subscribe, like, share, or just make a comment. And again, Sean, what's your Facebook, YouTube, or your website?
To get to all the social media, go to the website. It's theanchorgym.com.
Can you give a ballpark of what it costs for some people to have a simple gym that they can use and don't have to have monthly payments?
It's right around just a nudge over $200.
So $200, and so it's so simple. And people have talked about using the bands, and so we'll check that out. TheAnchorGym.com. Cooked onions.
And then at the bottom, all the social medias there. I have a free app, a fitness app. I have lots of YouTube content. Lots of other trainers contribute to our cause, and we're just trying to bring people sound fitness equipment and advice, so they can be consistent rather than getting in a car or going to a gym. I say, yeah, you can do that, but also have it at home. That way you don't feel like working out, going outside.
I say have it at your office or wherever you're at, in the day. And that you can do this, 5 times a day for like a minute. It's all you need to do. It's all you need to do. The cure for my weight loss stall, even on strict carnivore, has been fasting. Fasting and also resistance work, which is what you're talking about.
Exactly.
And
cardio, walking.
Walking and weights. Yes. Which is really resistance work. Resistance work. Let's see. There was
call me. I'm happy to talk to anybody that needs advice. I have a whole thing on my website about wellness and why you do cardio, what happens at the cell level, why you do strength training, what happens. I also have a methodology where you minimize to maximize with strength training. This is what it is. What's the best exercise for your bicep? Okay, let's just do that one based on biomechanics. Okay, so I've studied biomechanics and I've read tons, and there's exercises that are better than others. So what do you want to do? Like there's foods that are better than others. So what do you want to focus on? You can get there with doing other exercise, but it's a little bit of a bumpy road. You might get, damage your joint or get injured or something like that or whatever. Why not focus on the best exercise that has the best load, the lowest, risk of injury, and just do that. And that's what I teach people. Just do that exercise and, maybe 2 to 3 sets, done.
And it's consistency. It's small amounts every day.
That's the word.
Let's see. I get up early. I eat my one meal at night. I do bone broth a little bit. I'm pretty much off coffee. I have a little bit of decaf now from time to time, but I really minimize it. I eliminate alcohol. It's not good. And we really want to get to this step where we're taking care of ourselves better and better. Let's see. Said low cholesterol is what typically causes health issues. High cholesterol is good for you. If your doctor is focused on cholesterol, you got the wrong doctor. You're really the thing. I mean, what test have we ever proven in life will help you in your health? It's
big pharma play for sure. Big pharma, their hands are all over that play right there. Oh, you got to prophylactically take it now. It's like, oh my gosh, that's such a bullshit.
And we have to. What we're doing here is we're all learning together as a family how to be healthy. And number one, be kind, loving, and generous to yourself and everyone, everywhere. That's critical. And if you go carnivore way, now if you're a vegetarian, Mediterranean, or pescatarian, Mediterranean, you just up the fat, cook the carbs well, and eat less frequently. But a vegetarian is eggs, butter, cream, and cheese. But some people cannot tolerate milk products. And so that's kind of crazy. Iron gone up too high from meat. I've never seen iron go up too much from meat. Plants contain the wrong iron. The iron damages the liver. The liver cannot properly metabolize the iron, so it stores it and stores it and stores it. The liver, so insulin resistance. Here's a really good one. What's the cause of insulin resistance? Liver damage. As the liver function drops, insulin function drops also. So glucose levels and amino acids rise, And whenever amino acid and glucose levels rise, what else must rise? Insulin.
And therefore, you get insulin.
Insulin's job is one-fold: to make fat in the liver from amino acids and sugars. That is it. That's the simple answer.
Yeah.
Occam's razor, simple answer is the one. Let's see. Ketosis 24/7, 2 years, now dropped totally, 280 pounds. Carnivore for future. Rock on. Fasting and fatty meat. That's it. Let's see. Dr. Chafee says, just eat fatty meat until you're full. Sometimes to look, something to look into. I'm learning that I'm not near as satisfied as when I eat tons of fat with the meat. You got to eat the fatty meat, because people barbecue their meats, the fat drips off, they overcook it, they're not getting any fat. So, and they're ordering filet mignon. If I get a filet, I get a stick of butter at the same time. So it's equal amounts. That's it. Allie Smith had a consult with Dr. Fink on Wednesday. Keto for about 90 days with good results and feeling much better. Cholesterol went up. Allie Smith, that's a good sign. High cholesterol is good for you, but a high CRP or ESR or coronary artery score, maybe some ways. Or if you've been diagnosed with fatty liver, cirrhotic liver, fibrotic liver, that's all part of the problem. We're doing good. How are you doing there, Sean? Any, let's see, I'm just trying to make sure I get to as many fertility questions as I can get to. Fatty meat, fatty meat, because fat suppresses inflammation and it's the fuel your body wants. The brain burns fat, the muscles burn fat, and this idea that the blood-brain barrier prevents fat from going into your brain cells. Does that make any sense?
No. And plus, your body has no reaction to fat as it comes in. So you're not getting this, foreign bodies in my system, and you're getting the inflammatory response, and you get all the symptoms that are associated with that. That doesn't happen with fat.
That's right, and so interesting from the cow study that fat suppresses inflammation in your bowels, so it's going to kill the microbes. When the microbes die, they release toxins. That may be the culprit why we have a lot of symptoms, and you have a lot of damaged glycocalyx. So the sugar layer of your gut is damaged, leaky gut. So that's going to be a factor also.
I had a bad reaction. First 2 weeks into my deal, I had a purge, and then it normalized. So I was getting rid of all that bacteria was feeding off the plants, basically.
How do you reduce CRP and high ferritin with no liver damage? Fasting and fatty meat. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And again, your body. It's interesting because I look at a lot of studies on hibernation. If you look at on bear hibernation, they lose no bone density, no muscle density, and they lose only fat. So all of our fat cells contain minerals, vitamins, amino acids, and sugars that are part of the building block of building a baby. And so this idea, eating fat is all you need to do. And so for the energy, if you're a skinny and you don't have enough stored fat, does that make any sense? This idea that the fat, all the fat cells that you eat from an animal contain fatty acids, simple sugars, amino acids, and minerals and vitamins.
And I might add that, if you want to mobilize fat and use it for energy, you can do low intensity, long duration exercise, and that fat needs oxygen to break down into energy. So basically what you're doing is you're triggering you have fuel in your body, you have the glucose, and then you have the fat. So which one do you want to tap into the most? Well, dictates how you exercise. So.
Right. But glucose, see, if you look at the glycobiology, sugars are glycosylators. they're critical for protein synthesis and production. Glucose is not a direct energy source for the mitochondria. It's not a fast energy. It's not. So if you realize that DNA directs RNA, which directs protein synthesis from amino acids, and then sugars are attached to the protein amino acids in order to create the functional structure of a protein. Without that sequence, you would die. There are many diseases that are damaging from glycosylation. The majority of our diseases are glycating diseases. Glycation is caused by amino acids and sugars from plants and from animals. So if you eat a lean meat, low-fat diet, eventually you are going to have the same glycation. So you're right. Oxygen is the limiting factor for ATP production. And so acetyl-CoA, which is funneled so fast from fat, in order to make acetyl-CoA out of glucose, you must go all the way down 4 or 5 pathways to get to pyruvate. But that only happens in the liver. It does not happen in any other cell of the body. That's my bet, which is not what our standard science says. I bet our standard science is wrong. We only burn fat. That's why bulimics, anorexics, and cachectics die quickly. That's why type 1 diabetics, they lose fat quickly, even though they have plenty of sugar, and then they die fast, which is kind of a radical concept. And that's why I tell people that are overweight, your fat's like, you get fat because your body wants you to be fat. Because I imagine for the last 3.5 million years, we probably lived a long time with famines. And so our modern world is 2,000 to 10,000 years old, right?
Right.
And so, yeah. DNA, Christy, wake up fairy, divine natural attributes. Tell your RNA, ribonucleic realm natural attributes, what to do. It's interesting. So remember that DNA is a backbone of sugar. See, people don't understand the function of sugar. They think it's for energy. It is not. Sugars are for they're the backbone. And when you have you ever had pork rinds fried?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you fry a pork skin and in oil, what happens to the fat in the pork rind? It melts away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the crispy part of the pork rind? What is it?
Is it protein?
It's glycoprotein. The sugars, think of sugar as the skeleton and the framework of your body.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And so the basement membranes, the cellular structures have sugars, just like a tree or a branch. Their sugars are there, but they're glycoproteins, because everyone talks about protein, but how many people do you know talk about glycoproteins?
That's a new concept for me.
Okay, glycoproteins, like glycobiology, is like all the drugs now that are for cancer are made from glycobiology. The COVID vaccine is made from glycoscience. And so if sugar's not for energy, the question is, what is it for?
Yeah, my chemo medicine was made from a cactus, they said.
That's correct. Because it's glycobiology. That is it. This is the craziness.
That's it.
It is. Let's see, Patty, someone told me that if I stay on carnivore for any length of time, that'll lose my hair. Is that true?
Mine got better, actually.
Mine gets better every single day. But look, it doesn't mean your hair's not going to go away. Again, we're aging. We're affected by the environment all over. And ultimately, I think that a plant-based lean meat diet is the cause of disease. Eat more fat, do more fasting. That'll help. And check your thyroid function for sure. For sure. Listen.
Yeah, definitely.
You are a fantastic fat fasting. Yes. Let's see. It's my pleasure for hanging out. And Sean, thank you for asking to come on and say hi. We're going to do another one soon.
I'm dying to meet you.
Well,
my sister and I watch you a lot. My sister, Cheryl Finnegan, she's in Mexico, and she's on carnivore, and she's never felt better. She's 62, I think, and she looks amazing. But yeah, I'm really happy to have joined your live, and thank you for inviting me. And let's stay in touch.
Well, let's do a stream. We'll do another StreamYard, a purposeful interview, both of us. Get that going. I know I've seen you and seen your stuff, and again, everyone here, I love to interview people and be interviewed because that's how we're going to share the story. You don't need a drug, a doctor dissection all the time. You might need it sometimes, but the majority of what we're teaching is we want to take medicine into the hands of every man and woman. And that's what we've had for thousands of years, if not millions of years. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I read this in some book I was reading about paleontology and stuff like that, and, the history of plants and how it domesticated us. I was like, oh, wow, it's straight from DoctorKiltz. It's pretty cool.
Well, if you think about it, the plants have more DNA. They've had more evolution. They communicate through electromolecular energy. Their roots will find your grave, and they will consume every bit of you.
Yeah.
And that's the amazing part. Y3 and News 1. My hair thinned on a high protein diet, and I'm now high fat. A high protein diet is dead fucking least. Sorry about that, my friends. I'm sorry. Let's see.
I was in the Navy. I can handle it.
Yeah, well, men and women, we love to be flattered, fed, and fucked. And I'm sorry, but ultimately our intimacy is critical. Making babies is all that matters. I mean, again, I'm a fertility doctor, and I probably overtalk this story. But if you know someone that's suffering from infertility, miscarriages, chromosomal abnormalities, and or another good one is incompetent cervix. So the high plant-based lean meat diet, it destroys our tissue, like our hernias, because our tissue is destroyed. The cervix, the tissue is destroyed. It can't stay tight to hold it, to wait for term, right? Which is nuts. Let's see. Make sure if I haven't gotten any other. Fruit is deadly. Karen Durham Adams. What's your fruit content, Sean?
0. I don't do any fruit.
Yeah,
but I don't miss it at all. I thought I might miss some of these things that I'm not eating anymore, like oatmeal. I eat a ton of oatmeal and peanut butter, and oh my God! But I don't even miss it because I get what I need. My body just says, "Okay, that's good. We're good."
It is crazy. Let's see. You can eat pork rinds, but when you eat them, you're eating sugar and protein. Add a lot of fat. You can add a lot of fat.
You're there.
Let's see. Zoom notification. What do I got? Zoom notification. 11:15, 12:15. Kiltz's Keto Carnivore Tribe Council. Ooh, I don't know. I got to meet up. All right, everyone.
All right.
I love you. We'll talk, Sean. I got to go.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Okay. Send me your number.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks,
Yes.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love to everyone. And you don't need a gallbladder to have fatty meat. Go at it. Right, Sean? All right. Love you.
Yeah. Go at it.
Love you. Go at it. All right. Let me finish up here. Michael, peace out. Surf B, good morning. God bless you. Michael Murbach, good morning. Have a great day. Fat's deadly. Let's see. Actually can reverse age spots. All of it goes away. Listen, I love my hair color. I don't want to change it. But maybe at a younger age, it'll slow down. Maybe have faith in God every single day. Right on. Having more success listening to my body every day. Wolverine, awesome. Michael Wolverine. Took me 5 months on carnivore until my hair started growing in. It's rock and rolling. Let's see. Barbara P. Brenda Weldon. Patty Lipstew. Good morning. Christine, Wake Up Fairy. Love you, my friend. Hallelujah. I shouldn't eat pork rinds. You can enjoy, look at, you can eat some plants and protein, fruit, fiber, vegetable, seeds, and nuts from time to time. Add the fat, eat less frequently. You'll likely be fine. But if you're one of those addicted people, be careful. Great live stream. Surfy, thank you so much. Anthony Ancello, Toronto, Canada. Michael Murbach, how you doing? Thank you. It's my pleasure, by the way. Again, if cows eat fat, they're fucked. If you eat fat, you're fertile and fantastic for sure. 458, A1C 49, fasting style. Help me. GP is ignorant, dogmatic. Check out Philovadia, Keith, for sure. But I would tell you that stay on the fatty meat. You're going to be fine. Stick to it. Don't give it up. Fasting allows the glycocalyx to heal. The glycocalyx needs to heal. That's it. Much protein for OMAD. I don't measure. I eat 50-50 protein, fatty protein once a day, maybe twice sometimes. Deborah Werland, keep at it. You're just starting, I know, but don't give up. Thanks so much. Carrie Dunham Adams sent a message about our farm. We raise all self-organic grass-fed. Send it on my Instagram, Carrie, would you please? That's another place to connect. Love it. Michael Murbach, unless they have artificial sweeteners or calories added. Get rid of all the artificial shit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Judy G. Protein poison is caused by nutritional. No, yes, by not eating fat. You want to eat more fat. But my bet is, again, plant-based, protein-based, low-fat, deadly for humans. All right. I better sign off.